Good evening, everybody. Hope we're all having a good Saturday so far and having a good weekend as well so far. Today is Saturday the 2nd of February, so we are now in February of 2013. It's amazingly how quick January has actually gone, although it did feel slow at one point. Anyway, here we are, chapter 32, or part 2 of Effigy. Okay, I did say last week that the second print issue of Haunted will be out this Wednesday. It's actually out next Wednesday, because obviously new print issue is out at the beginning of every month. So obviously 1st of February being yesterday, on Friday next week will be when the print issues of those previous 3 chapters of Haunted will be out. Okay, thank you. Right, anyway, so Effigy part 2. John Jones and Bruce Wayne at the Batcave. If you remember from the first chapter a few weeks back, Martian Manhunter arrived at the Batcave when Batman noticed the killing occurring in Gotham, and obviously this White Martian attacked both him and Barbara Gordon, aka Nightwing. So she's currently getting healed in the Batcave. Bruce and Batman and Martian Manhunter attack each other. Bruce gets kind of lobotomized, I would say, by John Jones, and but unfortunately Batman is able to overcome what Martian Manhunter is doing to him, and uses his weakness against him, because he even says it here that I didn't just learn about Clark from Checkmate. In other words, I know about you as well and what your weakness is, because that's Bruce basically. He keeps a record of the people that he works for, kind of thing. It was, as we know from like Justice League comics, where villains have actually used Batman, hacked into Batman's computer, and have actually gained all the records of the weaknesses against the Justice League. Specifically, if you read Tower of Babel, which the animated cartoon Justice League Doom was based on, that's where it's come. That's pretty much where all this is. Well, you'll get the idea of how Batman collects a record of all the people that he works with, because he just doesn't trust anybody. That's just him. That's just Bruce all over. So anyway, eventually Batman and John Johns, Martian Manhunter, decide to go and investigate what has happened in Gotham. Commissioner Gordon and his men are already down there, securing the crime scene as per se. Then eventually Batman realizes that these random attacks, not necessarily, they're random, but just the way that this creature has been going about killing these people, and he's been leaving a symbol which is a lot closer to Martian Manhunter than we believe, because he actually states what the symbol is. I'm not going to reveal what that symbol is, because that will give something away. Anyway, there's a little discussion between Bruce and John, whereby John tells Bruce that he has no idea that his daughter is working with you, does he? And Bruce is like, well, it's not really my secret to tell. If Barbara wants to tell her father that she's working with me, that's entirely up to her. But like I say, she's getting healed back at the Batcave at the moment. So in a few hours she'll be back to full health and back to normal, hopefully. So then, obviously, then it comes to Bruce's attention that this creature is actually hunting the Martian Manhunter, and that's when John realizes, oh crap, I'm not as alone as you think I am. So then he goes back to his apartment. Now, while that's happening, Bruce is talking to Chloe at the Watchtower. Now, remember, this particular story, Effigy, sort of takes place alongside what's occurring with, let's have a look, because at this point here, when he's talking to Chloe, she says that Superman's in Utah, and I think that's when Bart and Superman were obviously running together. When was it? When they were going from Paris back into America, I believe. Just trying to get my bearings right about it, sorry. So anyway, that's when that's occurring, because he obviously thinks that he needs Superman's help. but because Superman's not anywhere near him, well, he's going to have to do it himself. But let me just say one thing. Brian Q. Miller is a big fan of Tim Burton's Batman. There's a couple of references in here, old school references, that just got me surprised. I was very, very taken aback by this, and I literally, when I finished reading the comic, I sent him a tweet. I said, I take it you're a big fan of Burton's Batman, and he replied back saying, highly, in capital letters, formative. And I thought, yeah, this guy knows what he's doing. It's a touching reference, a couple of touching references basically. You'll love it when you see it if you haven't read it yet. Anyway, so we get back to Metropolis, and we've got this little kid who hears a crash in the apartment above, checking to see if Detective Jones is okay. Then we find out that it's actually the evil, this white Martian creature has come to attack John Jones. John finally tracks him down. Batman chases after him, and then when Batman scares off the white Martian, he basically asks, why did that Martian call you a murderer? And the way that it ends is because he is. So that's a question and a half to ask yourself. What exactly did John actually do to be called a murderer by this creature? That's the thing. So we won't find out obviously until 1st of March, which is a shame, because we have to wait that long, don't we? So absolute shame that we have to wait all that time. But like I say, it is a good side story with everything else that's going on in Smallville. To have this occurring at the same time or parallel to what everything else is going on in Smallville, it's very good to see Batman get his own story with Martian Manhunter as well. As I say, I'm sure we're going to see a lot more with John Jones and what happened to his family on Mars, and why this creature is so determined to actually take him down, and actually branded him a murderer at the same time. So yeah, there's a lot of questions to be asked, and I'm sure they will be answered as time goes on. So we shall see how everything turns out. But like I say, again, solid chapter. But for me, I think that the best part for me was the Batman, Tim Burton's Batman. The references in here was just superb and well placed, very well placed. So Mr. Miller, thank you very much. That was brilliant. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. And as I say, it'll be back next week with Haunted, chapter 7. So I shall see you all next week, and yeah, have a good weekend. Bye.